Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. So while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, relax your breathings with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly focus to develop tranquility state and the Vipassana mind. So, when it comes to tranquility mind, is development of the mind to observe the sensation or the thoughts or bodily posture or even the thoughts or whatever you take as a primary mental object. And you become very limited to only that object. And then you settle down there. So that is what tranquility meditation, you tranquilize the mind. And when you go to the Vipassana meditation, it is another way it called analytical meditation. So you start to analyze and you start to recognize. You recognize what you experience within yourself. So, and at the same time, we hear sometimes silence mind. And when it comes to this Theravada tradition, there is no kind of like the silence mind. And you cannot silence the mind. And then there is another way, sometimes it called no mind state. So there is no way that you can stop thinking pattern. Then who going to stop it? Because you are the very result of the mind. So if you stop thinking pattern, that means there is something beyond your mind. But when it comes to the Theravada tradition, that you have to remember when we practice our Vipassana meditation, we have to go to the very origin, and we always go with the sutras. And we always go with the authentic tradition. If anybody don't like it, it is up to you. But here we are focusing towards the wisdom to gain your own liberation. To gain your own liberation, you cannot use your own thoughts, your own patterns, your own ideas, or your own kind of vision. Why? Because You already, eons by eons in this samsaric journey, that you already came to today. The life that you experience today is the result of your own mental views. So if you had the capability to gain the wisdom or the liberation or the enlightenment, you are not going to experience this life like this. Because the very nature of the mind, whatever you understand, it's going to become your life. So that's why we need the Dharma. So Dharma means here, clearly you have to understand, it is the Buddha's teaching. Not my teachings or not someone else's books or the culture or the tradition or something like that. So as a monk, I am responsible to give the authentic teachings. It's nothing to do with what I think about or kind of, but at the same time, before I give it to you, I have to practice it. Otherwise, I cannot give. So that is why the anusasana means that after I practice, I give it to you. So then when it comes to the mind, so far in my life, I didn't come to a point that there is no way that you can silence the mind. You can stop the mind. You can come to a zone kind of like a no mind zone. And at the same time, not only it is just by my experience, so we use all the Tripitaka and all the Dharma, all the Sutra, and according to that, there is nothing. Even our high priest, high priest, and our elder monks, and no one came to that kind of. So then, at the same time, we go to the teachings and look what the teachings say. And once you, even yourself, once you recognize the teachings, then you can understand there is no way they come to a point that you can experience kind of like a no mind, silence mind, empty mind. So then what is that? Because in a very conventional life, that always people use it as a no mind. And there are different meditation techniques. And sometimes when it comes to tranquility meditation, so remember, until you die, your mind not going to stop. There is no way. So maybe that through the science and technology, maybe there is some kind of situation that can happen to stop your responding situation, but the mind, it's going to be there. So then what is this no mind? What is this? What is this tranquility mind? So this is what, before we go to the practice, you have to be very clear with this. And what is the practice? Why we need to do this? And what is the very nature of the mind? So then it is, you have to remember, it is very clear. There is no way that you come to a point, no thought song. Maybe for somebody, it is a sad news. Maybe it make you, it maybe it is not happy, but there's no way. Always the thoughts going to be there. So, but the very nature of the thoughts is this. When you look, when whatever come to your eyes in a very natural way, is your mind going to recognize this. Whatever come to your ear, your mind going to recognize it. Whatever come to your nose going to recognize this, that the mind going to recognize. Whatever come to your tongue, your mind going to recognize this. Whatever come to your body, your mind going to recognize this. Whatever come to your mind as thoughts, your mind going to recognize. So that is the very natural process of the mind. You don't need anything. You don't need to pray. You don't need to follow anything. When you become a human being, you have that natural process. What? Whatever come to your eye, you can see. Whatever come to your ear, you can hear. It's a natural process. So the thing is this, inside that whatever happened with our that perception and the volition, or the your previous thought or the experience and the attention. So the form, feeling, perception, volition, and attention or the recognition. This is the process of the mind. So whatever the feelings arise, and what happened, the natural process is mind can recognize it. But at the same time, what is happening, that your thoughts, that means your volition, your sanskara, mental formations, so can promote the desire and attachment. And once you have the desire, attachment, and it creates a mental aversion. So when you see something, if your mind able to see it as it is, when you hear something, when the mind able to recognize it as it is, when you smell something, when the mind is able to recognize it as it is, that is what called silence mind. That is the very nature of, you are tuned to the very nature of mind. In your mind, there is no any kind of desire out of what you see. There is no any kind of desire out of what you hear. There is no any kind of desire out of your smell. There is no any kind of desire out of your taste. There is no any kind of desire out of your feelings. There is no any desire out of your thoughts. When there is no desire out of these all the 6 perceptions, there is no attachment. When there is no attachment, there is no mental aversion. So if you are able to keep like that, so whatever moment by moment you will experience. You don't need any science for that. You don't need any methods for that. You don't need any teachings for that, because that is your natural behavior of the mind. But what we does, why you need to practice? Because knowingly or unknowingly, somewhere in this samsaric journey, we used to develop desire out of what you see. So this is what, when you see this, rather than seeing it, your mind, out of the perception, it start to develop a desire. To develop the desire, you need volitions, or the sanskara, or the mental formations, or your past experience. So then what happens, when something see, out of your seeing, your mind start to develop desire. Out of the desire, attachment come. Out of the attachment, mental aversions arise. Like, dislike, or anything. So in day-to-day life, just imagine, with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, 24/7, when it happens, what you experience? You cannot experience the moment of the existence. So, but remember, it is an inbuilt science in you to experience that. So when the mind, just be with me and just follow the process. When the mind be with whatever that it see with eye. When the mind, when become with whatever it hear, when the mind become with whatever smell, when the mind become with whatever you taste, when the mind become tuned to feelings, whatever you feel, when the mind tuned to thoughts, whatever the thoughts arise to you, there is no way to bring something to the middle of that experience. That is where it calls silence mind. Because the mind itself silence. So the busy mind means that beyond your experience, there is something in your mind. So the silence mind means no mind, means empty mind, means you are always tuned to the perception. That's it. You don't go beyond the perception. But the thing is, when the thoughts start to promote the desire, and out of that, the attachment come, and out of that, the mental aversions can come. So that is no, now you know what is no mind mean. That doesn't mean there is no, your mind going to disappear or somebody else going to come to the middle and stop you. No. Once your mind start to tune with all the perception, that's no mind. So then what is this samadhi or the tranquility state or the one-pointedness? So now you know the process of the natural process of the mind. Whatever come to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, whatever the perception, mind start to go with that. So rather than going with this all the six perception, you consciously select one mental object. Maybe the sensation, or maybe you can put a candlelight, or maybe you can put the music, or maybe you can any sensation, that's mean your bodily sensation, or maybe even you can work the mind. And then you, rather than, so the what is the very nature of the mind? It's follow all the perception. So now you come to practice meditation. And in the meditation, we call tranquility meditation. So the tranquility meditation means one-pointedness. So the one-pointedness means rather than going with this all the six perception, you select consciously one perception and stay there, stay there. And then what happened? The mind is able to go here and there, and not only that, and you get the bonus. What is that? Your thoughts can promote any desire, so attachment like that. But now you stop your mind and consciously keep following one perception. Again and again, again and again, again and again. If your mind go here and there, you bring back, again settle down there. So that is what tranquility meditation. That is what we practice in the beginning. So for that, as a primary mental object, we get the inhalation and exhalation. So when you keep practice, maybe in the beginning, that the duration going to become very short. But if you keep practice little by little, little by little, what will happen? It going to expand the duration. In a certain level, the mind start to naturally tune to that. But it's still that you are become conscious. Why? Because you consciously select that mental object. So then you, once you start to develop the duration, increase the duration, so in that duration you stay in one rather than jumping to all the six. So that is tranquility meditation. In that step, so whatever the sensation or the whatever the you can you put in front of you, or whatever you hear, or feelings, or the mind, once you start to develop the duration in tranquility state, you start to recognize it very clearly as it is. So if you observe the breathing, now you keep focusing again and again and again and again. Now you recognize what is the breathing. If you put the candlelight in front of you and keep watching, what will happen? You're going to recognize what is this candlelight. It is not just whatever appear to you. So whatever appear to you as things is not the exactly things as it is. Even the people the same. No, it's the people same. Even people can use the same words, but in a different intention. Hiding a gun, maybe you can say, okay, come, I'm going to give you. And then that's mean what? He going to give a bullet. Maybe you want to give some money and as a donation, and maybe you say, okay, come, I'm going to give you. See, the same word, but it's different. So like that, the whatever you see here, it's not the exactly things that whatever come to your eyes. There is something. But tranquility state, what happening? Why you gain a special knowledge to see things as it is? Because in conventional level, our mind that get polluted by our thoughts, promotions, desire, attachment, and mental aversions. Because of that, whatever come to our eyes, we don't see. We see our inner things that promote by our thoughts. So now you come to a point, whatever you see, even the candlelight, the sound, or the sensation, or feelings, mind, now you can see things as it is. So that is a different experience. And then once the mind settles down like that way, what will happen? So then we go to the Vipassana level. So what now you got the outside, see the candlelight or whatever, the blue sky or anything to, or the flower or the tree, you got a mental object. Then you select, it's the subject is your intention, and you got something from outside as object. So even the feelings and even the sensation, even the music, it's outside. But when something come to your eye, nose, ear, tongue, the body, and before it touch you, it not belong to you. So after that, outside world means one thing is that before you touch it, it is outside. But once you touch, after the touch, what happening inside your body? Recognizing that is the inside meditation. So observing and recognizing with whatever come to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body as perception, and then you observe how it works inside you. When you see something, what happening inside you? When you hear something, what happening inside you? When you smell something, what happening inside you? When you feel something, what's happening inside you? When thoughts come to you, what happening inside you? There's something happens. So recognizing it, observing it, and recognizing it is called Vipassana. So that is the button: form, feeling, perception, volition, and attachment, the attention or the recognition. 5 aggregates. So observing this and recognizing the very nature of it is Vipassana. Then you will come to a point. See, in the tranquility meditation, you saw things as it is, and it is always related to outside. Now you come, what is happening inside. So that what you experience means, it is not what is happening outside. Because once you come to you, once it touch you, what happening, it start to transform something. And it start to depend according to your mental condition. And maybe you see something and it can become beautiful or ugly or neutral, and according to your volition or the sanskar or formation. So then you cannot say, or whatever you see, it's going to be exactly the same way. Like, so whatever come to you, it's going to filtered by your mind. So that mechanism, once you recognize that you see always this filtering mechanism inside you is always changing, 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 changing. And once you know that, once you see it, you're done. There is nothing else that you need to recognize. There's nothing else you need to do. There's nothing else you need to search beyond that. Because now you see that whatever come to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind as perception, inside you as form, feeling, sensation, and perception, formation, recognition, this always change. In the samsara, this is what happened to you. From here to entire your future journey, this is what you experience. That is what we call life. Say now, silence mind is what? Just go with the rhythm of eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, perception. Tranquility mind means you select consciously one mental object, and rather than jumping to all six, you keep focus, 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 and you stay with it. And the Vipassana means nothing to do with the outside. You start to observe deeper inside you. And then sometimes people can ask, can we observe inside? How are we going to observe inside? So this is what. First learn to observe this outside. That is what called tranquility meditation. First learn to at least observe rather than unseeing this inside, unseeing this mind. Just can you observe a little bit the feeling, the breathing, that what you feel? Or the sensation that you cannot deny, I don't have any sensation, no, kind of like that. It is their sensation. Can you observe your bodily posture? Forget about unseen mind. So first come to that. What you know, from there, reach to what you don't know. So then be settled down there, have a very relaxed, comfortable mind to observe what's available. And once you settle down, and then you can go beyond that. But before you reach to that, don't ask, even don't think. Never try to, you cannot think, even never try to even, come closer to that. Until you come to the point to see what is happening, even in the physically, in this, with the perception. If you cannot come to that, you will never understand what will happen beyond that. So don't even ask. Don't try. So the first, start to find what is available. So what is available, and once you settle down with that, that moment will take you inside. So that is why we practice in the beginning with the tranquility state. And from there, we go to Vipassana. So I hope this will help you to be very clear with you what we practice and where we try to go and how it works. So you need to know that process, because when you practice meditation, you cannot tell why practice meditation, blah, 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 like that. So you need to know very clearly what is the process. So then you can go to the sutras like Anapanasati Sutta and the Vipassana, the Satipatthana Sutta. That is one of the most important sutta. And there are mostly some other sutras talking about the meditation. And then you have to research yourself also little by little. Why? Because sometimes that what maybe what you hear, that not going to bring the clarity to yourself. Maybe when you read it, it's going to make you more clear. And for some people, maybe when you practice, it's going to become more clear. So then what we need to do, so there are a lot of people and we don't know personally, we have no opportunities to have a conversation and keep a close person to person practice. So then yourself, if you able to interrogate this all the three methods, it works. Something will work for you. You hearing, so like this, every day we bring some teachings, and at the same time you reading and you practice. There is no way you're going to miss the path. Somehow, if you are honest to yourself, if you truly want to find the wisdom, remember, it is available in this very life. Why? Because it is nothing come from outside. It is your inside process. So that's why always when you practice, you have to give your best for your own practice. So with that, we're going to practice a little bit. Keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line. So your right palm on your left. And deeply inhale, exhale 3 times and find the sensation in front of your nose and your upper lip area, please. So now bring your attention to that sensation of your inhalations and exhalations and follow that sensation. Do nothing extra. So if your mind go here and there, you can bring it back again and again. Let everything to settle down as it is. So don't react to anything. Just keep observe the sensation. Just be very clear with what you experience. Follow the entire continuation of the inhalation and exhalation. Knowingly, this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end of the inhalation and exhalation. Some inhalations and exhalations become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Just recognize it. See how calming down your body inhalations happen, calming down your mind inhalation and exhalations happen. That because your inhalation and exhalation is a bodily action and mentally action. So how your mind, body and the breathing arising, existing and disappearing itself together. Just see the change. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, Spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, when it comes to our human life, remember today is the day that most important to you. And all of you need to take it very seriously. Today is very important day. The reason is, maybe you look here and there, why? The very reason is, from today, your future going to start. So then you have to remember this new beginning. You have to make it new. Don't make this new beginning as kind of like an old experience. Don't mix it with your past experience. Try. You can do it. So you are in a point. You are capable to take a very conscious decision, not becoming a bias, becoming a debtor to your own emotions, or without becoming a bias to your culture, tradition. You are capable to take a very conscious decision in your life from today to future. What you really want. Where you should hit your life, where you should go your life. Because once you get that direction, once you have the direction, so you are kind of like a ship in the samsaric ocean. Once you have the direction to go, it doesn't matter how big the waves come. It doesn't matter how hard the tornadoes or the winds blow. You will keep going towards that direction. But imagine you just come to a place very calm, beautiful, silence, ocean. It's kind of like a sea drum. No any disturbances. What the point? If you don't know where are you heading. So then look yourself. and start to be very clear with that. Because that is the most important thing that you need as a human being. Generations to generations, civilizations to civilizations. Your ancestors, your grandparents to your parents, and you have life today. You have no idea how our human history sacrificed to find that. And the many wars happen against for this slavery. And the other thing is this regarding this religion, the independence, that rights that you need to hold as the whatever the faith that you need to hold. So people sacrifice, generations to generations gain this, but to whatever you believe or whatever you want to believe or whatever the faith you have, to go for it. Because your grandparents didn't have that opportunity. Maybe they worship something, they bow to something, they followed something because of they had no choice. And maybe somebody keep the sword or the gun to their head and told, worship this. That's why they did that. But look at you today. And how beautiful around you. How freedom that you have. And you today, you can go to Google and Amazon, you can see whatever the book you want, just just you need only the credit card. The very next day it come to your house. But you need a good credit card, But you have to see. But even though that you have all the opportunities, what you look for in life. And sometimes we tangle with this struggle and the mental ideas and the unnecessary dramas. It never going to end. It going to happen. It is a one part of this world. There's nothing wrong with that. But remember, you are more worth than that. Because we don't know when we're going to end this. And it will happen as soon as possible. It's never going to late. When the day comes for you to go, you cannot tell, can I have 5 minutes? You cannot have that. It not about, even seeing someone, you're not going to have time even to go to restroom. Remember that. You don't have any time, even you cannot tell, can I go and have, that's use the bathroom before I go. No. And I have seen how people die in their bed, dead bed. And sometimes when they die, they pee there. You don't get any chance. So then you have opportunity, you need to do things, but at the same time, you have to look inside. Where are you going? Where are you going? And at the same time, most important thing today, remember, when you start your future, it doesn't matter good or bad, never allow any habits to come with you. So it doesn't matter good or bad. A habit is a habit. When in that zone, your mind unconscious. Your mind is not conscious. It doesn't matter good or bad. Habit, it destroys you. So the sati or the awareness or the mindfulness, one-pointedness, the clarity, sati sampajanya or the clear comprehension, this all go against the habit, habitual pattern of the mind. So then the practicing meditation means in a certain way, you develop moment by moment by moment awareness. Because the habit, maybe for a certain time period, it's going to be good. And you condition your mind in a certain way, and it take only 1 second to go up and down. Maybe you have a very good habit and you become so happy about it and you allow it to grow there. It take only 1 second to become a bad habit. That is the danger. There was a priest and he had a very good life, and he always into this good, and he developed a habitual pattern, habitual mind, addictive mind to good. So then what happened? He died and then he went to heaven. And then from there he got a gift. What is the gift? The horse cart with the beautiful, 7 horses. So they told, okay, this is for you, because all of your good practice, your good habits, this is the gift. He became so happy. And also told, okay, so how I can write this? So you don't need to do anything, just say one thing. What you have to say, just say, oh my God, then the horse will run. And whenever you want to stop, you don't need to do anything. Just say Amen. Then it's going to be okay. So then what happened? The priest is get into the horse cart and start to say, oh my God. So the horse gallop, start to run faster, faster, faster. He start to become so joyful, thrilled, because of the speed, and keep going, and he enjoying the ride. And he say, oh my God, And then the horse keep running and he forget the word to stop the horse. Why? Because of the thrill, joy. See, sometimes when we are in happy mood, we forget everything. We forget where we are and we forget who we are. When that is the very nature of the mind. So now this whole horses keep running, and end of the heaven, it came to the hell. And now the priest got disappointed and worried. It try to find the word. So then, edge of the cliff, the mountain, and that's the hell. Somehow he remembered the word, oh, Amen. Then the horse, right in, edge of the cliff, stop. And the priest became so happy. And then he said, oh my God. And the horse moved. So this is what happened to us. This is the very nature of the habitual mind. So it doesn't matter the good or the bad. Habit make you blind. So mind doesn't have power to recognize this is good or this is bad. We are the one who condition that in this outside world. So then maybe you become happy, this is a good habit. When you go to somewhere else, no one going to accept it. So then every day when you practice meditation, don't get into the habit. Do it mindful. Maybe you do the same thing, but you do it with the new start. That is the point. And you see your husband, wife, children, friends, and family members. You have to do it with the new start, new beginning. Every day. In the morning when you see your husband, wife, don't think kind of like he's or she's from yesterday or 10 years ago, that the person you married, and don't bring that all the memory put into zip pile and keep it like that with that pile, that memory. Don't look into that. No, start to look as a new person. Maybe he keep going, she will keep going the same way. It's kind of like, but it is about you. It is your mental practice. You are the one who going to purify. So whatever, because we see with the collective memory, our mind promote the idea regarding other people, other things, other situations, incidents. You already that have the aversion, regarding the outside world. When you see with it, you lose the beauty of the moment. Once you lose it, what will happen? Once the mind conditioned to that, and again and again, again and again, you go. And there was a monk called Punya. And he came to Buddha and asked, Venerable Sir, some days when I listen to, he didn't tell when some days when people listen to the sermons, it remember, some days it cannot remember. Why? So maybe for you also the same. Look, 2,600 years ago, this Venerable Punya asked from the Buddha, same like the question that you asked. So what is the question? Some days when you listen to Dhamma, you can understand it very clearly. And some days you can't understand. So then what the Buddha said, Punya, the one is that the people don't have the faith. Another thing is people don't have the trust. The most important thing is that they have something in their mind. Hold it to that. And they pretend like listening. It is nothing, it's not only about listening. Remember then, when you eat, when you hear, when you do something, if your mind hold by something, what will happen? You miss the opportunity. So then, in day-to-day life, develop it with you. And especially when you practice meditation, and whatever that you do in day-to-day life, and come to a point and 100% interfere with that action consciously. And that is where you can get the right benefit out of it. And as an ordinary person, then you can become very successful at whatever the field that you want. And then if you want to develop your spiritual path, the same quality, you just use it to your meditation. So, and from childhood, you have to train to children. Whatever they do, and not to become kind of like a multitasking. It is anymore not a valid word to the world, because it's not going to make you a creative person. It make you busy. Maybe you do a lot of things, but you not going to grow inside you. So our purpose is not doing a lot of things. Our purpose is growing inside. and change ourselves, not to be the same person like yesterday, becoming a better person for tomorrow until you attain to the Nibbana. So with that development, day by day, you have to bring out of your mental practice. So rather than finding the comfort zone inside your mind and with your habits, remember, especially with the good things, even though you do it again and again, every day do it consciously rather than making a habit. So that way you will see. And your awareness going to become more clear, your attention going to become more sharper, and at the same time your activities going to become more accurate, and you don't make many mistakes. When you don't make mistakes, there is no fear. When there is no fear and regarding your past, your present moment going to become more and more comfortable, and out of that you develop the self comfort inside you. When you close your eyes or when you do something, and out of that self comfort you gain the self confidence, and out of that self confidence and you gain self satisfaction, and out of that self satisfaction you gain your awareness more and more and more, and with that deeper satisfaction you will slowly detach from the desire to look something from this outside world with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind perception. You are not anymore a person depending from outside information. Why? Because you have the self-generate satisfaction out of your own self-confidence. When your mind come to that point, what will happen? Your all eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, desires settle down. In that settle down moment, in that condition, you gain the tranquility state, undisturbed mind. Why? Because you don't look anything, and whatever the perception, you're not going to disturb it. Once you have that undisturbed mind, the moment by moment, the heartbeat, the nerve system that happening in you, the breathing system happening in you, the thought system happening in you, the moment by moment, you're going to recognize more and more and more clearly. And then you will say, it is just the energy. What is the nature of the energy? Energy means it's always moving, changing. Once you recognize that, you recognize change means you. That is the day you get out of all the desires. That is the day you get out of all the grasping nature, harboring nature. That is the day you claim your ultimate bliss of Nibbana. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ettavata cha ammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idamme punya kammanga savakkaya vahannotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless.